Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Master of Orion 2. We are continuing our conquest of the galaxy. Specifically, right now, we are turning towards the idea of combat for the first time. Our first big interstellar war is coming up here, and it is going to be against the Cylons. Why the Cylons? Because I'm afraid of them. That's literally why. I will declare war on the Cylons. I plan to declare war on the Cylons, primarily because I think they're dangerous. Probably the most dangerous. So let's go into our ship screen to make sure we can't change our ships a little bit. And we can. We're currently at negative 49 space because it automatically fitted some other stuff on. So we've got a class 1 shield now, which has 20 strength and it blocks 1 point of damage. We could take it off. That would put us back to 0 space, but I like to have the shield. The shield definitely helps. We also have titanium armor now. So we're going to add battle pods. That will increase the cost of the ship by 50% by itself, but it will also increase our available space by 50%. We will use that space to cram in more missiles. So we're going to have 2 batteries of missiles, about evenly split, and then we'll have 3 nuclear bombs as well, for bombardment purposes. You can see that kicked the build time of the Macross up by 5 turns, but worth it. Cramming more weapons onto a given ship is almost always worth it. We're also going to turn the Mini-Mac into a bigger boom by giving it... nuclear bombs have built-in 360-degree arcs. By giving it a couple more missiles and a couple of nuclear bombs. So the Macross and the Mini-Mac are definitely going to be my main fighters in this war. I don't recall, do I have any actual beams besides laser cannons? I do, I have neutron blasters now. So neutron blasters are actually pretty solid guns. We're going to equip a battleship with some neutron blasters for neutron blasting purposes. We also have interceptors, so actually having a dedicated carrier would be a fantastic idea, because carriers, interceptors can not only attack enemy ships, they can also attack missiles, and they can attack other interceptors, so they're extremely, extremely useful. Unfortunately, I can't give them neutron blasters at the moment. They don't use neutron blasters because they can only carry weapons that can be miniaturized enough to be point defense, which requires... it doesn't tell me how much it requires. It requires a couple levels of miniaturization, which we don't have on neutron blasters yet. So our interceptors will be equipped with fusion beams, but still, they'll be effective. We're going to add battle pods here. And so with interceptors, you want to split your interceptors up into multiple, relatively small squadrons, so that you can deploy them individually to intercept missiles, or attack enemy ships, that kind of thing. We'll give him 4 interceptors there. We will then give him... we'll also give him, I think, some point defense. So let's give him some point defense fusion beams. Fusion beams can be enveloping, which is pretty powerful, but not when it comes to point defense. So, we're also going to equip this ship with as many point defense fusion beams as we can, and we will name this ship the, we'll name it the Hydra. That's one I've always liked for this type of ship, because, of course, the Hydra has many heads. So we've got the Hydra for carrier work, and we've got the Macross for missile work. The Macross will provide our early missile punch along with the Mini-Mac, and the Hydras will provide cleanup power, basically, by using interceptors to both keep enemy missiles off of us and wipe out enemy vessels with more concentrated firepower. We will still need that outpost ship. So, what was our other industrial world? Icarus, that's right, since Icarus is also ultra-rich. We're getting the pollution processor next turn. After that, we're going to work on building up some fleet power there. In the meantime, this Trilarian fleet, 3 turns back to Mulabat. Yeah, let's start moving them back to Mulabat, so that they can be refitted into the more modern vessels. So Mulabat's got the missile base, Icarus has its pollution processor. We will now put a star base here, as well as, yes, a missile base, just because I can. Sorry, got briefly interrupted there. Where were we? Ah, yes, we were about to end the turn. Freaking Nolams. I might go to war with the Nolams first, because they keep stealing all my shit. Alright, so here's how wars work. You see how you have your little infantry dudes down here? In order to take enemy colonies over, you have to invade them with infantry, which means you have to build transport ships. You also, of course, need the fleet power to bust through enemy defenses. So, we can't quite refit because we don't have anybody here yet. So let's build a transport ship because we will need that. This outpost should go to Aquilay. I believe it was Aquilay. Yes, Aquilay has that gas giant. And Morig has nothing, so we can't build anything there. Now, in Mulabat, it's going to take 1 turn to build that transport. We're then going to refit. Nope, don't bother to send him to the pool. We're going to refit that. That will only take 9 turns, as opposed to the 16 to build a whole new one. And then we'll refit the Minimac as well. So it saves you a little bit of time to refit your current ships, as opposed to building all new ones. Icarus, meanwhile, is working on its starbase. Still has 5 turns to go there. And Trilar. Trilar is growing, but only very slowly. It's producing a significant amount of food for us, so we're going to leave Trilar be for now. Tristan is, of course, producing spies. We can go to our races panel. We now have a spy who will help defend us against the freaking Nolams. Let's see if the Cylons are willing to swap us any more technology. What would we like from them? We would like, since we're about to go into combat, we would like infantry items, so fusion rifles, anti-grav harnesses. Adds plus 10 to ground combat. Fusion rifles also add plus 10, but they replace the rifles we currently have, so it's not cumulative. Mass drivers are pretty good beam weapons, but neutron blasters are better. Dauntless guidance system is pretty good as well for missile ships, because without it, your missiles self-destruct if their target is destroyed. With it, they retarget to another enemy ship. I am not going to give them planetary gravity generators if they don't already have it. But it's the only thing they want. Fusion rifles for pollution processors? Nah. How do they not have pollution processors yet? Maybe I should go to war against the Cylons just to get rid of them as quickly as possible. Before they build up. Yeah, that's actually probably... honestly, that's probably a really good idea. Trilar is producing housing right now. Don't need them to produce housing. I'd rather have them produce trade goods. So that'll increase our income very, very slightly. Alright, we've hit a breakthrough. We've got the Alien Management Center. Excellent, we definitely need that before we go into combat. Next, I probably want the... I could research anti-grav harnesses, which would be nice. I could also research subspace communications, which would increase my command points and let me maintain larger fleets. However... let's get the spaceport first. That will increase our money, which we definitely like, and it will be relatively quick. So we're going to build an outpost in Aquilay. Mulabat. 6 turns to refit the Macross. We're short by 1,100 billion credits. We can kick the tax rate up to 20%, and that would give us about 18 more creds per turn. Or we could drop it to 0% to maximize industrial output. Let's set it to 20% for now. I think 20% is a decent place for it to be. Let's buy that starbase real quick, and then we'll also start producing ships at Icarus 2. So, building the missile base here. After that, I think we're going to want to pump out... let's get a Hydra going down here, and then a couple of transport ships. We are definitely going to have to be rushing production wherever we can, just because... oh, that was Icarus. Just because otherwise it's going to take a long time to get the fleet ready for combat. The small populations on our industrial worlds are kind of working against us here. Trilar or Naus, actually. Naus is a Terran planet. On Naus, we're just going to turn Naus over entirely to food production. Although actually, I guess Trilar is still better for food production, but I'm using Naus because Naus is not... well, I'm not doing any industrial production on Trilar anyway. So, Trilar, yeah, Trilar is an ocean world, so I think... Trilar is probably where I get the best return on food. Yeah, all of a sudden I'm plus 72 food. Woof. That ain't necessary. But we can definitely do that, and Tristan, which is not a very relevant colony to be fully honest. We're going to transport those colonies to Mulabat. That'll take a couple turns. Let's put everybody there on research. We're still plus 58 food, which is far, far more than we need. Let's cut a bunch of those guys off. What am I now? Plus 33? Wow. Plus 3, that's more reasonable. So Mulabat is going to get another infusion of people real quick, which will increase its production significantly. There we go. Mulabat, 83 to 116. Excellent. We're now minus 1 food. So Icarus is building the Hydra. We'll take it 22 turns. Hopefully we'll be able to speed that up by a few turns. We're going to shift one more guy on Trilar. Nope, just one more guy on Trilar over to food production, which will instantly kick us up to plus 4. Naus here is still... I don't need to buy that because it'll be done next turn anyway. Still chugging away. Tristan is all research all the time. Let's actually change this. Let's get the gravity generator and then go to housing. It'll be more effective in the long run. And we have reached the spaceport. Excellent. Next. This is a tough call, because both of these things, there are 3 things here. 2 of them are incredibly important, and one of them is really nice. Battle stations replace starbase. They give you extra weapons, extra defense, and extra command points. Robo-miners generate 10 production and increase your worker production significantly and stack with automated factories. And powered armor gives your troops, all of your troops, plus 10 combat and an extra hit to kill. So it's incredibly effective when it comes to ground combat. I'm gonna go for Robo-miners. I can get battle stations somewhere, I can get powered armor somewhere, but battle stations are incredibly valuable. I'm sorry, I mean Robo-miners. Robo-miners are incredibly valuable. They give you just a ton more production. We're going to finish refitting that Macross right away. Alright, so we've got that. The Mini-Mac is going to take us 3 turns. So now we've got the Mini-Mac. Ooh, Magistrate Tanis the Revolutionary. He's a farming, a labor, and a science leader, and a spiritual leader. Oh, he's so good. And he brings the knowledge of Imperium. Okay, so Imperium is a different... That was actually crazy that I got that. Let me take a break real quick. So, remember our government type was the dictatorship. We've now gotten the knowledge of Imperium. Imperium is the upgraded version of dictatorship. And what Imperium does is... Well, this still says dictatorship, but basically Imperium lowers all the penalties. So your planets don't suffer a morale penalty when you're an Imperium. Instead, they get a bonus if you do build a barracks. Your defensive agents, I think, get more of a bonus, and you assimilate people faster. So basically, it just makes you better all the way around, all across the board. You can see here, all of a sudden, I have a 35% morale bonus, which of course is going straight to there. You are a spiritual leader plus 15%, but Magistrate Tanis is even better. So we are going to assign Tanis to Mulabat. We are going to assign this lady down here. Increases the growth rate by 45%. Yeah, let's assign... And reduces pollution. Let's assign her to Icarus. You are assigned to Trilar, and you're assigned to Tristan, where no farming is happening. Instead, since you're the farming leader, Kimbuzi should be assigned to Trilar, and Ralia should be assigned to Naus, where we have 2 planets, and so her morale bonus will be most useful. I now have the maximum number of colony leaders. I believe you can only ever have 4. I'm also going to hire... I'm not going to hire Captain Nog, actually, because I don't have the cash for it. Mulabat should, at this point, I should build a spaceport, because it only takes 1 turn. And then, I'm going to pump out... It would actually be a waste to build transport ships here. I'm going to pump out 2 Hydras. That will definitely put my fleet negative. This Hydra, I'm just going to eliminate and get 4 transport ships. I'm definitely going to need a lot of infantry in order to successfully assault any planets, because my infantry is pretty garbage. But attacking the Cylons will help. No, I don't want a research treaty. You get penalties for breaking treaties, so I would rather not have one. So you can see that spaceport kicked my income up by 9, which is nice. And Tristan finished the gravity generator and is now producing housing. Excellent. So let's wait another couple of turns. Icarus is christening transports, right, left, and center. Mulabat has 8 turns to a Hydra. I think when we get one more Hydra, we'll probably go in. I don't think the Cylons have battle stations yet. If they have battle stations... Okay, we need to go, because they've got ion cannons and all kinds of crazy crap. We need to frickin' blow this pop stand in a big hurry. Okay, we've got robo-miners. We also definitely need advanced damage control, which will completely repair ships between battles. That is vital to effective space combat. Icarus has finished building transports, build a robo-miner plant, and then start cranking out more Macrosses for me. We are going into full militarism mode here. All of our industrial capacity is being turned towards the engines of war. I think building a robo-miner plant here will actually speed things up even more, so let's get the robo-miner plant first. Yeah, so that basically, counting the leader bonus and the morale bonus, our industry just doubled from turn to turn. And Icarus 3 is up to 96, so it's also doing pretty well for itself, but Mulabat is where it's at. As soon as I get the Hydra out, I'm just going in. I'm not waiting any longer. We gotta do this thing. That was a Nolam fleet down there that we just saw. Okay, Naus has got its pollution processor, that's fine. I want Naus 2 to change to a robo-miner plant, spaceport, starbase. Just build those things, just crank them out over time. It's okay if it takes you a while. Yep, the Nolam spies keep stealing things from us, but that's honestly okay. I'm not too worried about them. I am more focused on taking out the Cylons. I'm still short cash. Ah, the Cylons and Nolams are now at war. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Okay, we've got advanced damage control. Excellent. Next, we're going to get Titan construction. We're just going straight down the construction tree because we have some weapons here. He wants to give me something in exchange for advanced damage control. No. So, Mulabat. Let's get that 2 turns more quickly, please. I'm plus 14 food at the moment, which is interesting. I don't need to be plus 14 food. That probably means that somewhere outside of Trilar, somebody is wasting time growing food, when they should not be. Let me take those 2 off and put them on the starbase. We'll hurry the starbase up real quick. Okay, we're going in. We're going to Gazelle. It'll take 4 turns to get there. We're now minus 5 food, so we need to move 1 guy on Trilar to food production. Thank you. Oh, and Trilar also could use the robo-miner plant and the spaceport. Okay, Nolam spies are stealing shields. That's also okay. I'm still doing fine. Mulabat has christened another Hydra. Do not stop building ships, please. We're just going to have you pump out ships for the foreseeable future. We will also need some transports. Let's get some more infrastructure. Basically, building most of your infrastructure on every colony is generally a good idea. After that, Macross, I could use more transport ships from you because I am going to be using some up. But we are about to go into our first actual space battle. It will be exciting. I haven't even done any scouting, so I have no idea what's there. Let's build a scout. Okay, Trilar's built a scout. Just go to, trade goods. this scout is going to fly down into no-lam territory and see what's what. But, so we're at Gazelle. They have 1 battleship, we have 2 battleships and a cruiser, and they have no defenses. So we are going to go to battle. Alright. So that is the enemy vessel. It is a Fighter 1. Let's scan it and see what it has. Tritanium armor, a class 1 shield like us. It has 2 interceptors, neutron blasters, 2 heavy, 4 regular, 7 nuclear bombs. It has an ECM jammer, so it's likely to evade missiles. That won't save it, but it'll help. And it has a fairly high quality computer. Unfortunately, scrolling is difficult to do. I'm playing windowed, and scrolling is difficult to do windowed in this game. So we're going to fire the nuclear missiles. There. We're going to have this guy move forward. We're not actually going to fire his interceptors yet. Because he's going to shoot interceptors at me, and I want my interceptors to intercept his interceptors. So you fire the missiles. You move down here. Fire 6 interceptors at his interceptors, and the other 4 interceptors at him. Then you can move forward there. My interceptors just caught his and destroyed them, which was exactly what I wanted them to do. Fire those missiles. He's going to retreat. He takes some missiles in the rear as he runs. Okay, so he's got 1 building, 2 colonists, and 1 infantry on the planet. We're just going to invade with all 20 of our infantry. And this brings up the ground combat screen. You can see his infantry has a huge bonus, because he has the anti-grav harness, tritanium armor, and the fusion rifle, whereas we only have tritanium armor and laser rifles. So he killed 10 of us before we managed to take him out, because our infantry are garbage. Absolute garbage. We have now declared war. We're not going to annihilate the conquered occupants, but we don't have a morale penalty here because we are now an Imperium, which is very, very nice. It was super lucky that I got that. So we're getting Alien Control Center, Automated Factory, Marine Barracks, Robo-Miner Plant, Missile Base, Gravity Generator. Actually, we don't need the Missile Base first. Gravity Generator, Star Base, Missile Base. That's my order for conquered planets. We're going to buy the Alien Control Center first to remove that conquest penalty. This little scout will keep moving, but notice, so his fleet is orbiting Gazelle still because he still has a colony here. My fleet escaped without damage, but I only have 2 of my transports left. So I definitely need more transports in order to maintain momentum. I'm also about to start spending a lot of money maintaining ships. Because I'm building 2 more Macrosses. Delete those, and just pump out some more transports. My infantry are so garbage, I'm going to need millions in order to make any appreciable progress. Gazelle here has 4 infantry. And their 4 infantry will absolutely wipe out my 8 infantry. So, I have 2 options here. I can either wait to get more transports, or I can bombard the planet. Bombarding the planet will randomly destroy buildings, kill colonists, and kill infantry. So it makes the colony a lot less valuable. However, it also makes it easier to take. I'm not going to bombard, I'm going to wait. So I've got a Macross. That battleship will need to go to... I can't reach you, but I can reach Gazelle, and then I can reach Mentar. So we're going to bring all of our ships up to Gazelle. We're still going to wait. We're building up transports. It's going to take a few turns here. We can see down here some Nolam fleets. So he's got a destroyer orbiting Samaria. And then he's got another fleet right there, which is another destroyer moving towards Samaria. And you can see I'm now spending a whole lot of money on maintenance. Okay, so he's moved a big battle fleet up here. He's got a frigate, 3 destroyers, a cruiser, and a battleship. He has a tiny desert planet. Rear Admiral Tulok is offering to join me for $7 a turn. He has a big weaponry bonus. He's an assassin, so he has an 8% chance of killing a random enemy agent every turn. And he gives a ground combat bonus of 8. I'm absolutely going to hire him. Okay, so that's a pretty worthless planet because it's so small, at least for the Nolams. For me, it would be larger. Rear Admiral Tulok is going to join... I'm going to assign him to that Macross. It will take him 5 turns to get there because it is in transit. And we are just going to flood transports up towards Gazelle. We're going to have to invade Gazelle pretty soon. We've now researched Titan construction, which is excellent. That will let us create even huger and more dangerous ships. I'm going to take a break from manufacturing to buy the iridium fuel cells to let my ships move farther. After that, probably planetary stock exchange. I'm spending a ton of money upkeeping ships right now, so we're just going to keep flooding them in. I am actually going to direct this ship to Mentar, I think. It will take 6 turns. Oh, that'll take 7 turns to get there. Okay, just wait 1 turn. But we're going to aim to be invading Mentar within 7 turns. So at Gazelle, I still only have 2 transport ships. I need to wait 1 more turn. I assimilated the last conquered Cylon on Gazelle 2, so it's moving very, very quickly. Let's get that automated factory up. Icarus has finished building transports. We're going to shift Icarus now to build a spaceport for more money. And then we're going to churn out some spies, because I think I have all the ships that I need right now. Mulabat. Let's get your 1 more transport, and then you can also churn out spies, just to keep people from stealing things from me. I don't like being stolen from. It makes me sad. So, 6 turns to Mentar. That transport ship is 7 turns to Mentar. And in 1 turn, okay, so I've gotten another transport ship here. I've got 3. That gives me 12 infantry. I still need to wait a turn or 2. Gazelle's got the automated factory. Let's buy the marine barracks. Keep rolling on that colony. Alright, I'm up to 4 transport ships. I'm going to go in. He's got 4 infantry. I've got 16. Let's invade. Oh, he also has some militia. Alright, we got him. We only lost 5 infantry that time. So, Gazelle Prime has been conquered, and we stole the antimatter bomb. Wow, he is pretty advanced. He's just advanced in the wrong ways. Cylon Spy stole Imperium. That's bad. I don't like that one little tiny bit. So that's Gazelle 2. Let's look at Gazelle Prime. We're not going to annihilate this planet. It's an agricultural planet? Why is it an agricultural planet? It's not very rich in agriculture. Well, let's get the, let's get things going here. Buy that alien control center, please. We're getting some spies up. I'm going to send all my spies to espionage on the Cylons. And now this fleet at Gazelle is going to move on Mentar. We're going to aim to destroy Mentar's defenses and then build up infantry to invade Mentar itself. So, here's the interesting thing. These Cylons here, I'm using them as industrial workers right now because I have that option, but if you put them down here, you notice they get the Cylon bonus. Despite the fact that I am not the Cylons, my Cylon subjects do receive Cylon racial bonuses in the same way as my Trilarian subjects receive Trilarian racial bonuses. So, when I have Cylons, what I want to do, basically, is eventually transfer them entirely away from everything except research, because they're better at research than anybody else. So, for example, in this colony, I'm going to keep them on industry long enough to build up basic infrastructure, and then I'm going to put them all on research. And I will support them with food from other parts of the Empire, and they will just research forever. This colony, I am actually going to replace the people there with Trilarians. Like, this is a large tundra planet. I am going to, because that's an ocean planet, Gazelle here, yeah, that's a large ocean planet, so my Trilarians can live there much more effectively, and they can turn it into an agricultural world much more effectively than Cylons can. Right now, however, I'm using most of my freighters shipping food around, so Icarus, instead of scouts, I want you to start pumping out, not outpost ships, I clicked the wrong button. Pump out a whole bunch of freighter fleets for me real quick. Okay, we've been attacked at Gazelle Prime, and they bombed it, interestingly. But we can now attack them at Mentar. This is going to be an interesting fight. So, at Mentar, they have a starbase with neutron blasters and nuclear missiles. And they have a missile base on the planet with nuclear missiles. So we need to destroy both in order to win the fight. We'll advance. First, we'll target a couple volleys of missiles at the starbase. Oh, I pressed the auto button. Did not mean to press the auto button. The auto button, in case you weren't aware, makes everything run automatically, which means very, very quickly, and also means your troops just take very, very basic movements. Okay, you fired your interceptors. Move forward, and you can pick those interceptors up again in a little while. Let's get you forward. You've already used your interceptors as well. You still have some missiles to fire, so move forward. Shoot at the star base. You, sir, should move forward and empty your quivers at the missile base on the ground. And you, Mr. Cruiser, where are you? There you are. You can fire at the starbase there. Okay, so he's not getting through our shields, and the missiles are doing significant damage. That one volley of missiles pretty much blew up his armor. This is the power of MIRV missiles. MIRV missiles just do so much damage. It is ridiculous, especially compared to the damage that they do, that regular ones do. Let's actually close in, because I'm not sure I'm not going to be able to show off boarding, because the missiles are going to destroy him. Oh, I'm about to take a missile. Let's turn a little bit so it hits a shield facing. And everyone else can just stay in place. Alright. There we go. That's a ton of damage. Okay, so Mentor Prime. So all that damage that my missiles did to the planet, this is the thing. Damage that you do to the planet in battle over and above destroying the structures counts as bombarding the planet, which makes sense. But that means that it subtracts from the buildings, colonists, and infantry on the planet. It's entirely possible to actually destroy a colony in the combat screen. I didn't really want to do that because I want Cylon colonists, because I want them to be, you know, researching for me, but unfortunately I think a whole volley got targeted at the planet while I was on auto and I didn't realize it. I'm not going to invade just yet, but I have broken down the defenses there. So, there is a Cylon fleet closing in on Gazelle, which is unfortunately where a lot of my transports and such are gathering. So, I'm going to split this fleet up. We're going to send 3 battleships to Gazelle in order to stop those guys. We're not going to invade Mentor yet. Okay, they're destroying Gazelle Prime. They're just bombarding the crap out of it. Since the system is blockaded, because there are enemy ships there and none of my own, food cannot be imported, so they are starving. So the Cylons have 2 destroyers, a cruiser, and a battleship. I have 3 battleships. You can see here Gazelle Prime is down to 1 population. They've bombed the shit out of it. The CPU, the AI loves to bomb your colonies, even when it doesn't actually gain them anything. The AI is unfortunately more interested in you losing than in winning. So, if we look at their ships real quick, interceptors, neutron blasters, nuclear bombs. Looks like every ship has at least 1 interceptor, which will be interesting. Those interceptors will hurt, but I think with the power of missiles, I'll be able to destroy them. We're going to target the first volley of missiles at... the small ships actually have very low missile evasion. The large ship has very high missile evasion. So, if you click on one of your weapons, you can turn it yellow and then red. Yellow means don't shoot it this time. Red means don't shoot it until I tell you otherwise. I'm going to turn that yellow. I'm going to shoot 1 volley of missiles at this ship, 1 volley of missiles at that ship. We'll move this guy forward, because with 18% missile evasion, I think 1 shot will be enough to kill the smaller ships. And then we're going to fire a volley of missiles at that ship there. Our interceptors, we are not going to fire yet, because I'm going to use them to counter the enemy interceptors. Okay, the interceptors looks like actually targeted our missiles, which is wise in a way. Alright, so those interceptors were going for my ship entirely. So let's move up there and fire interceptors at that group of interceptors, destroying it. We'll fire interceptors at that group of interceptors, and we'll fire interceptors at him. Then you shoot both of your missiles at that guy, move forward a little bit. The interceptors should catch each other right as they attack. Okay, so took some damage, also killed some of the enemy interceptors. That's fine. You move forward. Let's aim a second volley of missiles at him and then 1 at the big ship. Okay, and it looks like the Cylons are retreating en masse. Okay, fair enough. They ran. I have 6 transport ships now, which is enough to invade. And I'm at plus 15 combat now because I have Rear Admiral Tulok in this fleet, who gives a big ground combat bonus, which is enough to make me roll the enemy fairly easily. So we've taken Mentar Prime. Gazelle Prime has starved. Gazelle has starved a little bit, but it'll be fine. Don't even worry about it, bro. This colony could use a missile base. We're not going to annihilate the Conquered occupants. We are going to make them all research for us. Alien Control Center, Automated Factory, Marine Barracks, Robo-Miner Plant, Starbase, Missile Base, Pollution Processor. That's the order, and that's the way we're going to do it. So, Mentar Prime is a large Terran planet. Its population limit is related to the fact that it has Cylons on it, who don't have all our population limit bonuses. What we want to do is transfer colonists from one of our lower production areas, once again, Tristan Prime, to Mentar in order to get it up to speed, industrially speaking, because my workers are much, much more efficient than Cylons. So we're going to transport you to Mentar Prime. Yes, it'll take 6 turns, and that's fine. Stop growing food. So, we've conquered Mentar. We've conquered Gazelle, albeit Gazelle is mostly destroyed. We weren't fully prepared for all that bombardment there. I do need the Alien Control Center here. Alien Control Center, Marine Barracks, then we can get the Automated Factory, the Gravity Generator, the Robo-Miner Plant, the Research Lab, all that good stuff. But we need that back. Gazelle 2 is doing fine. They also need their Robo-Miner Plant. We're going to put them on research, though, for now, because the research is more valuable. A spy sent against the Cylons was lost. That's fine. Mentar 2 has got its Alien Control Center. Great. That will help prevent rebellions and such. Mulabat 2 has finished building spies, so instead, we're going to swap them over to building our first Titan-class ship. And it will be... What shall we name the Titan-class ship? Ooh, I like that one. Let's name it... Big Bertha. So, Big Bertha. We're going to put battle pods on Big Bertha. We're also going to give it a reinforced hull, and it still has 550 space left. So let's give him some heavy neutron blasters for killing lighter ships. Let's give it some interceptors. Let's give it 2 packs of 3 interceptors. Titans are big enough that you can build them to be effective, all-purpose, sort of well-rounded ships like this. We will give it some MIRV fast nuclear missiles, but we'll give it 5 shots, because we can afford it. Tell you what, let's eliminate one of the packs of interceptors, because they are kind of expensive, and then we'll also give it some standard guns that can be fired in situations when the heavy guns cannot. Let's give it 10 of those, and we'll have 8 MIRV fast nuclear missiles with 5 shots each, so it's actually carrying 40 missiles. Could make it shot times 2 to give it that big... Well, let's make it shot times 2. Yeah, let's make it 16 nuclear missiles with 2 shots, and then 11 neutron blasters that are standard for the long fights. Now, these things only have a forward firing arc at the moment. We could spend extra to make them forward extended. Doesn't increase the space much, and it does mean that you can fire them in a lot more circumstances. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, this is our first Titan. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got excellent missile fire. It's got good beam power for fighting enemy ships head-to-head. And it has some interceptors for either doing damage or for stopping missile volleys that are incoming. So that will be nice. We'll build it, and you can see the Macross takes 6 turns, the Big Bertha takes twice as long. It costs over twice as much. If we look at design on the Macross, nothing has really changed technologically, so we can't give it any extra stuff. But we're going to start to build a Big Bertha. In general, large, technologically advanced ships are more effective in this game than a greater number of smaller, less advanced ships. Basically, you want the big ships if you can ever afford them. Naus 2 has all the industry bennies, but I think I'm going to put everybody on research here on Naus. Everybody that I can. Yeah, 75 research. That's what I want. That's what we want. And we will turn on the housing. Because was Naus an especially good planet? Yeah, it's only abundant, so definitely research here. Get that missile base. And swap all these guys off onto research as well, because research is definitely important. Okay, it's been about 40 minutes. We have made a lot of good progress in this episode. We have destroyed the guts of the Mentarian Empire. We have taken their capital world. We've actually massacred a huge amount of their population, but shh, we don't talk about that. And we are proceeding from strength to strength. Our next target will be the Nolams, because they're annoying and they keep stealing things from us. We're still building freighters here at Icarus. We will definitely need more freighters, so Icarus is going to keep doing that for the foreseeable future. You can see we're negative, so we're going to have one turn of mild starvation. Just mild starvation. And in the next episode, we'll complete the conquest of the Cylons. We'll take Farah and Yu. If they're not good, we may bombard them and recolonize them, because, like, we can colonize a much wider variety of planets to a much higher degree than the Cylons can. And so, you know, it will be good to do that. Like, this planet, I'm absolutely going to swap the Cylons off Gazelle 2 to, like, Gazelle 1 or something, and make Gazelle 2 a Trilarian farming world, because it would be a great farming world for Trilarians. But that's all going to be in the next episode, so thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you then.